Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black on firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, everybody. What's up? What's up? Come on in, my friends. It's your girl, Constance Carter, and this is the Grow Your Money Club, y'all. This is where we talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money, because if you blow your money, ain't a damn thing funny. What's happening? It's Thursday, and I am delighted to be here, and I see all my family, all my friends, all of the regular folks who like to hang out and chat and converse. By the way, it's converse and not conversate. So I do have April. Y'all know April. You know, she normally comes on with me on Wednesdays. I wasn't really feeling good yesterday. But she has this thing about vocabulary and vernacular. And I'm sure that she says conversate and not converse, as opposed to, what did she say? She says scared and not scary. So I just want to say that it's converse, April, and not conversate. You know, I know you watch it. So for all of you who love to converse with me, I appreciate you guys for coming on in. So you guys come on in to let everybody know that the Grow Your Money Club podcast is on, and we got some stuff to talk about. I wanted to have a conversation about this very topic. And I don't know if you know, and I see some brothers on here, and listen, brothers, you need to be a part of this conversation as well. We're going to talk about menopause. And does menopause bring on mental pause? But the reason why the brothers need to also be a part of this conversation is because the ladies that you love in your life can be going through this, and you need to have an understanding of what this all is about. And so, of course, we have our resident physician, Dr. Jones, here as well. And so we're going to have a whole conversation, and we're going to get through some myths and some facts about the whole thing. But before we do that, there's a way that this works. Okay. I want you to know this is all about talking back and talking black. So I need to understand that, that this is a dialogue and not a monologue. Okay. What does that mean? I need you to engage. I need you to ask questions. This is call and response. So your engagement is extremely important to the success of how we do things. So we want you to ask questions. We want you to engage. We want you to give your opinion and all those things. Okay. That's number one. So all the people who are here watching for the first time, I want to let us know. I want to shout all the first time watchers on here. So if you're watching for the first time, put that in the comments. And then where are you watching from? Because I know that we have people that watch from all over the world. And so I want to know where you're watching from. And so I could shout you out. So let me see who we got on here. I know we got okay. What's up, Deborah Will Win? Yes. Thank you for always joining, Deborah. I see you, lovely JR from Seattle. And I'm a little late today. I know. I'm a little bit late. I got a late start today. And then we have Miss Tamisha Carey from the Mile High City of Denver, Colorado. What's happening, lady? Booker from the DFW. What's happening, Booker? What's up, Dennis? Dennis all the way from Baltimore. Much love to you, brother. What's up, Double A? Yes. Great topic to listen. Double A. I already know you want to hear. So I just want to tell you, okay, well, we'll talk about it in a minute, because I want to just skip right into it. But I know, because there's a lot of stuff going on. And listen, like I said, brothers, Black Panther and everybody else. What's up, Chantre? Okay, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. What's up, Marlon Hill? What's happening all the way from Cali? But this conversation is for both men and women. And the reason why men need to also pay attention to this conversation is because it'll allow you to understand the women in your life. Whether you have a woman or not, whether you like women or not, you still have to deal with women, and you have to understand the hormonal things that God has either blessed or cursed or gifted us with. I don't know what you call it, but we need to have a conversation. So without further ado, I want to bring on my homegirl, Miss, wait, hold on. She needs no introduction, but allow me to introduce her, because she's always the one for she always acting. What's up, April?
Let me tell you what angers me to my core.
What?
Number one, if you don't have this book, you're poor. Number two, anyone that would think that I would ever use the word conversate. In fact, it just made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. How dare you?
You wait. First, I want to
When
say,
have I ever used the word conversate?
I think you do when you try to sound intellectual. You say, I just want to conversate with you real quick. Say it. Okay, can you do me a
That's
favor?
why your internet. That's why your internet is spotty. That's why.
Silly.
You
What's
talking
happening,
about my
silly?
nap?
What's happening, silly?
Me and you, us never part. My key, da da. Ain't no ocean, ain't no
No,
sea.
see. What's up, Miss Silly? What do you guys think about April's hair?
That's why I call her Olivia. Look at your mouth.
What y'all like? You guys like April? Said, see, last week April had, well, first April had the short braids, then she had the long braids. She only had them in like a week and a half, and
No, the
now
first
she
ones I had
popped
for a
up looking
whole
like.
month and a half. The other ones I had in for almost a full month. But I don't understand how people walk around with those things. They make you itch.
So you decided to go ahead and go the Sealy route, huh? Is that what we doing?
Yes.
um, April,
Yes, I did.
can you do me a favor?
Yes.
There's something I really want you to do,
What
and
you
you're
want me to
so
do?
good at it. And you did it yesterday when we were on FaceTime. You talked like you were from DC, and you have the best DC accent.
Well, let's
Please,
start off with the fact that I'm from DC.
you
So
don't sound like it, but I want you to do your DC accent real quick.
I
Please,
will not. No, no one needs to
please.
hear that. The Wealth
I need,
Accelerator workbook, by the way.
I need you to do the DC
You can
accent.
actually get it right now on Amazon.
Okay, hey, say that in your DC accent. It is so great, guys.
I can't do it in front of
Please.
No.
Oh my God, she has the best DC accent. April, please.
This is my DC accent. This is how we speak in the District of Columbia.
That's not it. It was so great. You guys just don't know. It was so great. I'm trying to close some of my things because I know my internet's spotty, so maybe I just got too much stuff going on. But April
So yeah, you can get it on Amazon.
Oh, that wait.
Put
This
that
one
out
right here.
there.
It's called the Wealth Accelerator workbook. This one right here.
This workbook right here. If you don't have it, and I'm serious when I say this, if you don't have this book, you're poor.
April. So
Yes, ma'am.
you're a woman of a certain age, right?
Damn it, yes. Which is really frustrating because can we talk about that? In
Yeah.
my head, it sometimes I've been 28 3 times. Last week I was 28,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I was born
By the river.
by moving,
Little tent.
and it seems like a change is coming, which is just frustrating because I don't understand why no one talks about it. Like all of a sudden now people are starting to talk about it. But like nobody told us that this was going to be a thing. Y'all, if y'all ever heard of brain fog makes my ass itch. Y'all ever had itchy ass syndrome?
Never.
I have brain fog for this is just frustrating.
Yeah.
Have you don't have brain fog?
No, I don't. I'm
That's
sharp
why
as a
people
tack.
don't like you. Go sit down.
I am sharp. However, y'all, okay, so listen, you guys. So my mom is here. My mom, my auntie, and my
Oh,
cousin.
y'all get close to the mic.
And,
She's
well,
talking.
I don't want them to hear me, but
Mhm.
they are like the Three Stooges, right? So my cousin, so to this, so
Hold
I'm
on, wait, because that's clearly telling that you're a woman of a certain age. Who are the Three Stooges?
Larry, Curly, and Mo. Who doesn't know who they are? So they are hilarious, right? So my mom is like Mo, I think that's the boss, and then the other two are just. So my cousin, who just brought me this cup of coffee, she going through the change right now. So her and we're working on my house, and all of a sudden I look up, and she looks like a damn runaway slave, like she had been running through the swamps for 40 days and 40 nights, just drenching. Like she just, so I've seen people who just like had this whole, and then her and my auntie, they about to fight. Whoop yo. I'm like, we don't do that here, ma'am. We don't fight. We don't gangbang. These are the things that I grew up with, all the fighting and stuff. I grew up in the house. Actually the people who are in my house right now, my auntie, my cousin, and my mom are are part of 19 the 19 people that were raised in that I was raised in the house with. Our house was 19 people for a family of 5. It was supposed to be my mom, dad, brother, and sister, but my parents let everybody and their mama stay with us. So there was,
Can we talk about that?
it
Where
was
did
marked with
people
fights.
sleep?
Everywhere.
What does that mean? Like,
Couches, floors. There was a couple of families in one room. I mean, they were everywhere. We even had this lady who used to talk to herself, and she would come over and she would be talking, and she'd be like this, right? Her name was Sarita. And we'd be like, "Who are you talking to, Sarita?" She'd be like, "I'm talking to the computers in the sky." It was just very bizarre. My childhood was very bizarre. So it was just very chaotic. And so yesterday was a reminder. And so my kids ain't used to this because we got peace, you know. So it was interesting. My son just looking like this. You know, they
how
cursing.
long will they be there? Because I'll be in town pretty soon, and I
They're
would
leaving,
love to
they're leaving next week. When are you gonna Yeah, you're missing all the action. So yeah, they was about to fight yesterday. So what's funny is, I think I mentioned this. I used to always say, I've told you, I think, oh, I don't think my menopause is going to be that bad because my mom never mentioned it. My mom has never, mentioned menopause. But about 20 years ago, my mom was fighting everybody. These 2 ladies, she was fighting as well. She was fighting them. Like she was fighting. They were rumbling, right? And I realized a couple of weeks ago when I was down there visiting, oh my God, my mom was going through the change. That's why she was fighting everybody.
And how old was she then? Please.
She was about 20 years ago, so I guess she was in her 40s, maybe 50. Yeah, 50s, early 50s, early 50s. She was fighting everybody.
All right, everyone, be prepared. We'll be fighting everyone in the next year or so.
The girl, Kiana.
I was glad to hear about the fight at Walmart.
So the same cousin I'm talking about that tried to fight, she got into a car accident at Walmart last week and beat the girls up. Yeah, I heard.
This is what makes it even funnier that she just said a whole bunch of words. Y'all don't know what she just said. Y'all don't know.
So the cousin I'm telling you about just got into a fight last week at Walmart after she got into a car accident. This is great.
With the people who she got in a car accident with?
Yes.
Yeah. We always love good family drama, do we not?
It's great. It's great. So it's entertaining for now. And these are the kind of people that you love to see 2 times, right?
And that's it, just 2.
You love to see them come, you love to see them go.
Love it.
And I'm sure by the time they get ready to leave, I'll be happy to see them leave. But right now we're having a great time.
I was about to say, and I know how you are when it comes to family. You're like, listen, y'all better not leave. I bet you if they could stay, you'd be like, all right, y'all can stay.
I love it. But yeah, girl. So they around here, it's a whole lot of estrogen up in this house right now. But I don't fight. I just like to talk. I just don't talk to nobody. You don't like to fight. But it's a whole lot of estrogen going on up in here right now. A whole lot of women, and I'm going out of town. And I'll be missing a lot of the drama for maybe the next 3-4 days. Oh, no, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in or around Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm going to be speaking at the Stock Sisters conference, and I'm going to be talking about investing. And it's going to be an amazing conference. Cassandra Cummings of Stocks and Stilettos is putting it on, and I'm already knowing it's already like first class, high end, high energy. It's going to be everything. And the folks are going to walk away with so much knowledge and information. So if you're in or around Vegas, starting tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be speaking on Saturday. Come through to the Stock Sisters, but it's Sisters conference in Vegas. I'll be there in a couple of days. But listen, that's the question. So you know what? The menopause will make you put pause on people. I need to ask Dr. Shirley.
She will be the best one to know.
The expert. If that is the case, and why do people put pause on people when they be going through the change?
No, can I tell you what I think it is?
What?
I think it's everybody is getting on your last and final, right? And you got to deal with all of the emotions that are going on in your body. Because let's just be real here. We as women already have emotional all the things.
Mm-hmm. No. I don't want you to. I do not. You are not the doctor. Don't even try to tell me
what I think.
No, I don't want your opinion. I want a medical professional to tell us.
Touche. My apologies.
I mean, she really finna break it down. I said I want to know from Dr. Jones, and her ass gonna start explaining what she thinking. We don't
I
need
know
your
what
little.
I think. Listen, she was gonna come and tell me if I was right or
We
wrong.
don't need your
You know
little
what? That's why
nappy-headed
people don't
opinion.
like. That's why they don't like you.
Wait, we don't need your little nappy-headed opinion, silly.
Hold on, wait, but look what I could do. Right.
Dr. Jones, what do you think of all the foolishness that I just told you I experienced with all this house full of estrogen going on right now? It may be a fight.
Well, it's a lack of estrogen.
What?
It's the lack of estrogen the reason all that's going on.
Okay, well, tell me about it. What's happening?
So when you go through menopause, basically, all menopause is saying that you have used up all of your eggs that you were given. Women are born with all the eggs they're ever going to have, and men produce their sperm as they go along. Once you become and use up your last egg, then you go into menopause. So we define menopause as a year of not having periods. Anything before that is called perimenopause when you like spurt out a period here, there, everywhere. Okay. Um, so the lack of estrogen means your hormone balance is dropped. So estrogen is there for help maintain your brain health, your bones, your mood, because it helps with like serotonin. When you don't have that and it drops, then you become dry.
Oh no! I don't never want to know. No, Lord, no.
Your lips thin. They forget to tell you that part.
Your lips thin out.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I
My
could,
lips are not big as they used to be.
I could afford to lose a little bit of the lips.
Your lips thin. Your vagina dries up. Your
That's a no.
skin dries and get brittle. Your hair thins.
Wait, let's go back to the vagina. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please.
Because I need that to work
I don't want that.
all the time.
Okay, go ahead.
What are we talking about? Your lips or your?
It depends on which lips you're talking about. The ones that we need working. I said it. I'm sorry. I said what y'all were thinking.
But this is a grown woman conversation. Okay.
Okay. So
all right.
all those things happen.
These are changes we go through because our bodies are not meant to have babies our whole life. And so we need our estrogen and our progesterone. However, progesterone is the one that kind of calms you down and makes you not have these issues. So a lot of times when people are diagnosed with menopause, they will put them on hormones. But it depends on whether or not you still have a uterus, meaning if you have a hysterectomy or, if you do not have a uterus, then you can just take estrogen if that's what you choose to do. Now, I'm a vegan doctor, so I don't believe in things coming from animals and put in my body. So there are plant estrogens, and then there are teas that can help you with the symptoms and supplements that help you with the symptoms of the thinning, the dryness, the irritability, the brain fog, and your bones deteriorating, becoming osteoporosis.
I don't get this, Dr. Jones. I don't get this. Like, why don't men? I mean, I guess that's a question for God, but it's just not fair.
Well, men do have a form of menopause.
Okay, well, what's their form of men? I want to know what they.
So theirs is where their testosterone drops. That's when they start being irritable. They start gaining breasts. They start getting a fat tummy. Because it's society that says, oh, he's in midlife crisis, so that's why he went and bought a two-seater. They look at it more like a thing, but it's not, because a lot of what happens is they don't want to have sex anymore.
Men?
Yeah.
That happens?
They get to the point. Well, that's why they get the little blue pill.
They get ED.
Yes. And so that's why, but men quit to go to the doctor and and complain about these things. They may not tell their wives, but they are quick to go and want to fix that. And so that helps them. They lose muscle. That's why older men, you see, they start to look like old women.
So let me ask you before we get into the menopause.
April.
Before we get into the menopause, what is the psychological? Because I heard that there's like a psychological effect that happens to men when they're going through their issues, like even with ED, like they have this, like it's really bad. What are some symptoms?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's number one, aging. We all want to think of ourselves as our 28-year-old self. I can do anything, I can do
Mhm.
everything. I'm always going to look like that. And media actually buys us into that because as you see, a lot of people, when they start getting old, when their hair goes gray, they start getting fillers and tighteners. And if you think about it, that's what they call it, the aging medicine. They have a lot of age longevity clinics, and that's where they play around with the hormones and give you hormones to keep you looking that way. But the problem is, this is gravity.
Right.
Eventually, it's going to drop, it's going to thin, it's going to hot. You know,
So
you got to embrace. We're not meant to. The youthfulness and the plumping of the skin is all due to having children, procreating. After you
What
pass
happens when you don't have any children and you
time,
still look? What happens when you don't have any children and
but
things?
you don't have children for whatever reasons, but
I
your
wonder.
body was still there to produce kids. Because if you're having a period and all of that, you have,
See,
minus
that's the
other
part
issues.
that sucks. See, when you don't want children, you still have to pay taxes for them little suckers.
You're right. It's just like home taxes. If you don't have children, if you own a home, if you don't have children in the area, you still pay for the school taxes.
you know what, you know what, I'm trying to figure out how to say
I
this.
can't believe you talk.
I'm trying to figure out how to say this because here's the thing. I'm at an age now where I'm living my best life, but I'm single, right? And so I'm thinking, okay, by the time I get into a relationship with somebody that I really, really like, this shit is gonna stop working right. That's when I really want to be able to enjoy it. It's like, damn, if I keep waiting, that part is not even gonna be pleasurable.
Well, it will be. That's why it's very good to maintain your health. And someone put in there, an unhealthy diet makes it worse.
Okay. An unhealthy diet
It's
makes.
biological. I'm 46.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I feel the spirit of loving a prospective wife despite her biological change is menopause. Okay.
Okay, so let me ask you that. Let's talk about, when people start going through the changes. Because I'm 49. I don't have perimenopause. I don't have menopause. My sister-in-law, Kiana, who's on here, she's the same age as me. She's only 2 months older than me. 2 months older than me. So she's already going through the change. April, you're in perimenopause, right?
And listen, I'm saying that I'm in perimenopause starting 2 weeks ago.
So you're 3 years younger than me. I'm not going through the change as of yet. I'm not looking forward to going through the change. But when does on average women start
Going
going
through it and go through all the way through it in 2 days. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
through?
So menopause is individual. It's your genetics. It's what did your mom do? How old was your
She
mom?
just was fighting. I don't know. I didn't even know that she
Yeah.
was going through it until now that I look back and I see all the fights she was having. That's how I know she had it.
Right. And so the thing is, but menopause is whether or not she's gone a year without a period. That's menopause. We're not talking about symptoms because they're
Listen,
Dr.
Dr. Deb said it do not stop working, baby. Okay. Dr. Deb letting everybody know that thing ain't stop. That thing ain't stop thinking.
So, but it depends on your parent. So you should ask your mom, when did she go through menopause?
Child, my
And
mother
then
didn't.
a lot of women end up getting hysterectomy, so you really don't know. If your mom had a hysterectomy, then you don't know actually when she would have gone through menopause.
Can it so
But
would
pretty
it
much,
be
if
better if
you start your periods early, like around 10, 8, you may go through menopause pretty early
I
because it's how many eggs you had. And when you stop, use up all your eggs, then that's it. And that's the start of menopause.
So Deborah, well, when said I started early menopause because I have my tubes tied early.
Tied tubes have nothing to do with menopause.
Yeah, because I had my tubes tied after I had my fourth, but I
Yeah,
was
that has nothing to do with menopause.
really.
Menopause is the lack of eggs. Eggs signal the brain to produce these hormones. So it's about that hormone system that starts in the brain that goes down to the organ, which are your eggs and your uterus. That's all that is. Tying tubes is just cutting off so that you can't have babies. That has nothing, and that's a physical
But
thing.
that
That's
didn't trigger
not.
anything. It didn't trigger anything.
No, no, because she still produces eggs.
Interesting. Interesting. So let's talk about some of the symptoms.
Because if they tie your tubes and they come apart, you can still get pregnant
Yeah, man. When I got my tubes tied,
because they still produce eggs.
the doctor said, you know what? It took me 3 tries. I was a little nervous. She said it took me 3 times. It kept coming untied. I did it again, came untied, did it again, finally got it. And I finally was able to tie it too. So I was like, oh shoot, I hope they don't come untied. But they didn't. But let's talk about like symptoms. What are the symptoms?
It's a whole bunch of them. Sorry.
What are
Go
some
ahead.
symptoms you had, April?
Menopause.
No, I'm saying because if you go to WebMD,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm saying if you go to WebMD, it'll have you all messed up. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Symptoms of menopause, it varies between women. Some women don't get them, some women do. It could be anywhere from hot flashes, um, early morning wakenings. You wake up every morning at 2 o'clock. Everybody gets on your nerve. You're irritable. Your lips thin. Your vagina dries up. Your skin thins. You get osteoporosis and start breaking bones. Your hair thins. Everything drops.
Sounds like hell.
So well, it's not hell. It's part of aging. That's what the media wants you to think. Women.
That doesn't sound
If your vagina is dry
yeah, that doesn't
all
the
the
media.
time, that I don't care if that's what the media says. That's ungood.
Dr.
So
Deb
the
said her
thing
coochie is
is,
dry.
when people have an unhealthy diet, a lot of these things are exacerbated. If you're eating a bunch of meat, if
Yeah.
you're eating processed foods, some of these things are so exacerbated. But if you eat plant-based, a lot of the things that you eat will increase your estrogen because plants can provide or mimic a type of estrogen and progesterone because you really want more of the progesterone type effects. And so there are teas that help with hot flashes. If you stop with all of the sweets, spicy foods, these are things that elevate hot flashes.
So Dr. Deb says her coochie ain't dry yet. So big ups to Dr. Deb. I love that for you, sis. Deborah Will said stay hydrated, but she said okra water. Does that help with the dryness?
And some people, yes.
Ah.
Because once again, the plant green tea helps with hot flashes. Black cohosh tea helps. Red clover tea. And if you are fighting everybody, you could do ashwagandha tea.
Oh, I saw somebody said that. Now I know Dennis Spraggin said what vitamins?
Like vitamin E, vitamin D, because you got to protect your bones.
Okay.
Your calcium, magnesium will help you sleep. Even evening primrose oil works well too. Any of the omega fatty acids, omega-3 are vitamins that you should take to help.
Oh. So the reason why Dr. Deb doesn't have any dryness is because she drinks okra water.
Okay.
Adding that to the grocery list just to kind of be preemptive on, making sure that
The funny thing is, have you ever had okra water?
I have.
And you were okay with it?
Listen, I like okra. I like the snotty okra, so I'm okay with it. She said, can she take omega-3?
Yes, everybody. If you're in menopause, Now, menopause, like me, I'm 64. I'm about to turn 65. I'm postmenopause.
Oh, you are. So
Yeah, so
I thought
I'm
you just deal with this for the
postmenopause.
rest of your
Menopause is
life.
not forever. Then you go postmenopausal. And so I'm postmenopausal. And there are some women that are in their 80s and 90s still have hot flashes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're not
Yeah.
doing hot flashes anymore.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
so
Because of how I eat.
because of how you eat,
Because I how I eat. I
you
don't
have all those hormones.
intake dead flesh into my body.
So what about sex? So while you're in, do you have to wait until you're post menopause for sex to get good again?
Well, you have if you maintain your body and maintain your hygiene, it's not about how many times you have sex, it's about the quality.
That's what I'm saying. Like good, like it's good.
Yeah, it could be still good. It's just that you have to maintain your hygiene. If you know your vagina is drying up and you're aware of that,
This doesn't sound.
then like Dr. Deborah does the okra water, a lot of other people, there are a lot of there are a lot of people, OBGYNs that have different lubrications that are out that are natural, that you use those first. And I think in our next seven, I mentioned to some people about a black OBGYN out of Atlanta invented Wet Kitty, which is natural. So it's about maintaining your hygienes, probiotics, prebiotics.
Oh, okay. I have the pink things. I take those every day.
Good, good.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been taking
I
those.
I
know.
think you
I want to
showed
know
me
what pink
before.
things you're talking
Yeah.
about.
What is it called
They're
again?
vitamins.
Yeah, they're for your kitty health.
Kitty
Uh,
health. They're called kitty health vitamins.
they're
So
probiotics.
Your kitty.
So it's pretty much like anything, like your car. As your car get old, you have to do certain things to maintain it to keep it running well. It's the same thing with your body. Where you were young and eating fried food, fast food, all this animal meat, you can't continue those type of diets and
Yeah.
then expect your body to perform.
What's the name of those pink things, Dr. Shirley, Dr.
They're
Deborah?
called pink kitty vitamins. If your pink kitty needs a little bit of
Wait, what are they
assistance,
called, Kiana? Kiana, what are they called? And I hope you're not talking about sex with my brother, by the way. Yuck. But what are the pink things called?
I
That's
don't remember you sent them to me. They're
pink
yeah.
kitty vitamins.
oh tell me
What's
Google. I don't remember.
yeah, the pink things. They're up in my thing. But actually, they actually sell them on Shein too. I just saw them on Shein. I was like,
This is for vaginal health.
yeah, for vaginal health.
That's for
Probiotics.
You
vaginal
get them
health.
from Shein?
No, I didn't get mine from Shein. Okay, good. Thank God.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
want
not
to hear
buy
about
it
that.
from there. They're gonna be
Yeah, yeah.
$100.
I saw them on Shein. I was like, oh, they sell them on Shein. Okay. They're
They may not be.
yeah,
But yeah, someone mentioned kombucha, but you
yeah,
need your probiotics because vaginal, it has to maintain a certain pH. And when you have your pH, yeah. And lubrication has to be there because the thing is, with the lack of estrogen, you thin your lining. Because
Ooh,
remember, I said everything is thin, drops, dried, hot.
yeah. This doesn't sound like anything I want to do.
Well, don't look at it that way. It's all your perspective. You
Yeah,
have to embrace aging because what's the other option?
death.
Death,
Yeah,
right? So, which is one of the reasons why I started embracing my silver crown.
yeah.
You know,
And oh, by the way, I'm loving it. I'm
so
loving
thank
the
you,
crown, sis. I love it. You look so amazing and beautiful. The
thank you,
natural is everything. I love it. Keep doing that. Keep doing that.
thank you.
Grand Rising, how does it work
Sorry.
when you have gotten a hysterectomy?
So, if you have a hysterectomy and you choose to, well, first of all, it depends on did they take out your ovaries. If they did not take out your ovaries and your ovaries are still working, then you will know because you still have plump skin, your skin looks good, you still may be moody from your periods because your ovaries are still going to ovulate, regardless if there's a uterus or not. If your ovaries have stopped and they want to put you on hormones, then if you don't have a uterus, then you can only take the progesterone, the estrogen by itself. If you're in menopause and you have all your female organs, you have to take both hormones because you have to balance the hormone. Because giving a person estrogen without the opposite hormone can cause cancer.
I didn't know. So
And to remember, when they start giving you both the hormones again, you may start back having a period.
I was talking to my good sis this morning. If you don't mind, April, I was sharing with April. April has because we do need to add into this conversation because Black women at a higher rate have fibroids. We
Yes.
just I have a fibroid the size they said it was the size of a apple, and my mom and sister don't have fibroids, so I have fibroids, but my good sis this morning was talking about how she had her fibroids removed. This one right here, and she said it was the worst surgery
Hands down.
ever.
Very
It was so painful that she never wants to do anything again. Where now, while she's having so many issues now with her period, and she's been bleeding nonstop, if I might say. And I'm like, I think you just need to break down and get a hysterectomy, sis. And she's like, I just can't because that other thing was so painful. Is getting a hysterectomy as painful as the fibroid surgery?
Yeah, so let's talk about the with fibroids. They're very common in Black women. There are different type of fibroids where they place in the uterus. The majority of our blood in women, period, about 80% of it goes through our uterus. So that's why when people have childbirth, you actually can bleed to death if they don't clamp your uterus bleeding down. So, with that being a major source of where our blood supply goes, um, when women start bleeding during their periods and it's really heavy, it's because your uterus is not clamping down. Now, there may be many reasons why that happens. One of the reasons why it happens could be fibroids, because the fibroids are sitting in the tissue and the tissue can't clamp down because the fibroids are there. So you
Right.
just continuously bleed. And then other reasons could be adenomyosis, which is another disease of the lining, and some other things, bleeding disorders. Okay, not to get too technical, but just to keep it, how you could do, there are so many options for getting rid of fibroids. The problem is, a lot of times they only tell us one, and that's hysterectomy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have to be. So hysterectomy is one. Hysterectomy, if you're like over 40, they may say, let's take your ovaries out. Well, okay. Then another way is what we call myomectomy, is what April is referring to.
Mhm.
Myomectomy is such a bloody surgery because you're cutting in. Remember, the uterus is where all your blood supply flows. So now they're cutting into this very vascular, bloody organ to take these fibroids out. So people lose a whole lot of blood. And I don't know whether you all realize that I was OBGYN trained. So I've done these surgeries and we have to give people so much. Sometimes we give them like 2 pints of blood after doing these surgeries.
Right.
I had
Then there is another way to treat the fibroids that OBGYNs may not tell you because they don't do the surgery. It's called uterine fibroid embolization, and it's done by interventional radiologists. And what they do is they go in through your leg like a cardiac cath, and they have it up. They're looking at it under X-ray, where we call it fluoro, which is X-ray, and then they're blocking the blood supply. They go in through your leg, through the vessel, and block the blood supply to those fibroids. It causes the fibroids to die, and you shut them off, and then they usually don't grow back, or they will decrease. So my personal, that's what I had because I had fibroids, and they were awful. I was pregnant with fibroids, and I was so afraid I was going to lose my baby, but I didn't. But afterward, I actually had the surgery. Well, it wasn't surgery. I decided to do the UFE because my OBGYN kept telling me, oh, no, you need to, I was bleeding through everything. I was seeing patients, and my nurses would come in and say, Dr. Jones, 1 minute. And then they'll say, hey, put this on because, you know, we just had a spill and they put a gown around me over my lab coat. I had no idea. I was bleeding through on the seat I was sitting on, and it was dripping on the floor. And my nurse wrapped me around and was like, "Come on, let's go out." And she had like a towel by her foot, and she was wiping it as she was backing me out the door. And that's how bad I was bleeding during my periods. And so they were like, "Oh, you got to have a hysterectomy." Well, this was before laparoscopic hysterectomies, because laparoscopic means they don't have to cut your abdominal muscles. When they cut through your abdomen, then you can't drive for like 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was a single mom. I had to get my daughter to school. I was a physician. How am I going to get to work? So I was like, I'm not doing that, you know. And so I did my research, came up. I did the uterine fibroid embolization. I had 3 that were the size of grapefruits, and I had like 4 other ones that were about the size of oranges. They all.
How many did you
I had 1 left after doing the uterine fibroid.
How many did you have?
I had about 10 of them.
It's the size of an orange. 10 the size of an orange.
Was like were 3 grapefruits. And I always wondered why I had that little pooch in my belly, and that was what it was. But I did the uterine fibroid embolization. Now, right after the embolization, the dying of the fibroids are the most horrific cramps you could ever have. But they give you medicine for it, and it sloughs off through you, which is bleeding. But after that, it's gone.
April, would you consider that?
Now, you can't do it if you plan to have children again. But these are the options that a lot of times we're not given.
I actually I met with the doctor to have it done.
Okay. An interventional radiologist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the issues was where they would have to put it, because they said they might not be able to go through my leg, and they said something about my something about the way my vessels are, or whatever, the parts that keep it open, like not a mesh.
Run.
What is it?
Find another second opinion.
Okay. You said run?
She said get a second opinion.
Second opinion.
Okay. I'll go get a second opinion.
These people do this stuff all the time for cardiac caps.
April, you know, I just
for them to tell you that means they're not comfortable. Run.
Well, and that's what that's why I didn't get it, because I'm like, I'm not doing it if there's everything that I've ever done with everything that I've had. I'm like, I don't want to go through I don't want to have anything cut open unless you are sucking out fat.
No, but you know, so I want you to have some relief, you know, as your friend. And I see
Me
you
too.
and I see you suffering. You know, she just had that same situation that happened to her in Atlanta last
week. 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Tuesday. Same thing happened to me. I was at a store. I was at a restaurant, and I'm like, can y'all please hurry up and bag my stuff? Because like, if not, we're going to have cleanup on aisle 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want you to do something, because what you're doing is, and then you got to get blood transfusion or infusion.
Yeah.
All that stuff that you have
and I'm never doing a blood infusion again, because you saw how bad my face looked.
But you gonna die? Like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So,
but I still have to listen.
We need to talk.
Yeah.
So let's tell everybody, if you go to a health professional for help and they're giving you excuses of why they can't do it, run and get a second opinion, because the excuses may be that they are not trained in.
Well, no, I did research on this particular one. This is I didn't even go to the one here in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Atlanta and met with
a second opinion and a third opinion.
No, I will. That's not a problem. It's just that I went to the specialist, and like, that's all they do. They only do those.
Well, then there's a problem.
Well, that's what I'm like, I don't want any more problems.
Because they do casts on people that are 300 pounds. and old people who have vessels like this.
Now have vessels like what now?
This curvy, fragile. You know.
You
Yeah,
refer me to somebody and I'll do it. Because at this
Good.
point,
yeah.
I
You
need
need
you
to
to make a decision to change your life today. So Kiana said I have fibroids in my uterus and in my breast. I had them checked and they are benign and they hurt like hell. And I just recently stopped having my period for 3 months now. But when I did, I had heavy bleeding and pain, and I even had one removed a couple of years ago when I had tubal pregnancy. And it of course is back, and they're still painful, but I don't have a good insurance to have them permanently removed. Anything she could do, Dr. Jones?
Oh yeah, she needs to see. You know, she needs to. She can make an appointment with me so we can discuss what are her options. Fibroids are only in the uterus. There are no fibroids in your breast.
Somebody
Those,
just said that there was a fibroid in her friend had a fibroid in her foot. Did you see that?
yeah, they are no fibroids. Those are
it was
that
probably a
is
fatty tissue. I mean, a fatty
yeah.
tumor.
They're fibroadenomas is what that people are probably talking about,
Okay. And
which
then
are fibrous tumors. But
Miss Deb-
fibroid refer to the uterus. Yes.
got it. So that's the difference. It's fibro. Say the difference.
Fibroadenoma are when you find fatty tissues or a tumor out, you know, in other parts of the body. Fibroids are referred to the uterus.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you know if you have fibroids?
Well, some of the symptoms are excessive bleeding, like we were talking about. You know, you sit down in a restaurant and go, poof, you know, your stomach is swelling because they're huge. Sometimes people's stomach don't swell. I've done surgeries on a woman who had a fibroid that was about the size of a 10-pound baby, and she didn't even know it.
Sheesh.
That was Lucretia.
Sheesh.
Hers
Yeah,
was actually pushing on her lungs.
yeah, it was all up in her abdomen. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is when I moved here, or before I moved here, so I was had bleeding, a little bit of bleeding, like certain times. And I went to a gynecologist out in California. She was like, "Yeah, I don't know." Oh, she said something was wrong. She said, "My she no, remember the black lady? She said, your uterus is She said it was toe up. She said, your uterus is toe up, and it was what she say? It was crunchy. What did she tell me? April, it was like
She
she said,
did.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
crunchy toe up. But when I moved out here,
Spongy or something like that.
it was what?
Spongy or crunchy.
Yeah, it was something like that. That's all she gave me. When I moved out here, I told the lady the same thing. She did an ultrasound, and that's how she found out that I had a
Right.
fibroid. So, but I had bleeding, like, you know, if you have like, you know, a little bit of bleeding like after sex or something like that, or outside of times when you're not on your period, you might want to check and have with your OBGYN and or your gynecologist and have an ultrasound. Somebody said there was
But on a pelvic exam, you can feel the fibroids.
on a what?
You could definitely feel them.
And you know they do.
I was getting. I was going regularly.
Remember when they do this part?
Yeah, that's why they do it.
And then go through. You can actually feel the fibroids.
That lady was
they're tiny.
she was about as old as Harriet Tubman. That's why she shouldn't have even been practicing.
I can feel my fibroids.
No Harriet Tubman.
I mean, she was old as dirt. She should have been retired 30 years ago.
She said she looked like she was from the civil rights
no, the Civil War, not the civil rights.
I said the civil rights movement.
No, the Civil War.
Oh Lord, she's back then. I can feel my fibroids literally, like I can feel them.
You can?
Yeah. And it's funny because when it's really bad, I know we're gonna talk about it later.
And she's trying to feel her fibroids.
When it's really bad, you can see it. It kind of looks like, you know how when people who are pregnant and they're like a little baby runs their elbow or their knee or whatever, where it's located, because it's so big, you can actually see it. If I'm like,
you can palpate it. Yeah.
Yo, Deborah Will Wynn said her friend had a fibroid. She said it was crowning. The freak. Y'all know what that means. Her fibroid was coming out of her vagina.
That's right.
What? They do that?
Yes, it's according to where they implant into the muscle.
And whenever you are, if you look, I got you, I got you, Dr. Jones. Whenever you're vegan, right? If you go like raw vegan for a while, your fibroids could actually just start falling out.
Yeah. Oh, falling out your vagina?
Meaning, like whenever you have your cycle, you'll actually see
Like
fibroids
some
come
people
out.
pass the fibroid.
Yeah.
But those of
What
you
do they
are the
look like?
ones that are like
What do they
Adonis,
look like?
they have a stalk, and then they, if the stalk is in the lining of the
Mhm.
uterus and flushes, then it'll come
Wait,
out.
wait, wait. Describe what a fibroid looks like. What do you mean a stalk?
So it depends on where your fibroids are. So fibroids can be round, they can be oblong, but it just looks like a tumor.
Mhm.
A tumor is something fleshy, round,
Like a blood, but is it like a big blood clot?
abnormal size.
Is it like a
Huh?
big blood clot?
It looks more fleshy than a blood clot.
No, it doesn't look like it, but it's hard. It's like white.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's fibroid. That's why it's called fibroid. Yeah. And so sometimes they have a stalk. Like a lollipop has the yeah. And so if they are only into the lining of the uterus, as you shed your lining, some people it's not very common, but some people can shed it, and then it'll come out with. But then that means your cervix has to be really open,
My God. Freaking.
because they, like she said, they feed off the blood supply, right?
You know what?
And that's why the UFB works, because they block the blood supply to the actual fibroid. They actually see the blood supply on the scan while they're doing it, and then they put something in to block it,
So
and then
sometimes,
it dies, because if you don't have blood supply, then anything that doesn't have blood supply dies, which is like a heart attack, stroke,
right.
kidney failure.
Sometimes when I'm doing crunches, and I don't
Hmm.
know if this is my fibroid, but I didn't know what it was. It feels like whatever's in my stomach, it folds and it becomes like really painful, and I get this like really pain, and it's every now and then. But I'm doing crunches, and then it feels like whatever's there, like it just folds. Do you think that's my fibroid?
I, I don't know what else is
That's
in there.
happened to me maybe half a dozen times in the last.
Well, tumors can be, all type of things can be in there. I mean, I can't say it's fibroid, because you
Don't
got a lot of stuff in your pelvis. You
no,
got ovaries. It could be a tumor on your ovaries. It could be your
it's not.
fibroids.
We're
It
not
could
saying
be
it's tumors. We're not saying it's tumors. We're not speaking that. It's
it could be poop.
ew. That's disgusting.
But it's true. All of that's in there together.
She says, does fibroids have anything to do with her having preeclampsia?
No,
Did she?
no.
So, Dr. Jones, I want to go through. I want you to
Truth
say, yeah, a truth or myth. So I want
Okay.
you to help us dispel what's true and what's a myth.
Okay.
All right. All right. You ready?
Go.
Truth or myth? Hot flashes only happen at night.
Myth.
I've seen some Negroes looking like runaway slaves just on like that. Like you just talking and all of a sudden it's like, like what?
Myth. They can happen anytime.
Anytime. Now I know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I know that one.
Only women get hot flashes. Truth or myth?
Well, if we're talking about menopause, because menopause only happens in women, but men can have hot flashes too.
What-
And so let me make this statement. Sometimes women think that if they wake up in the middle of the night drenched, that it's a hot flash. But hot flashes are not the only thing that cause women or people to wake up in the middle of the night drenched. It could be, if you're a type 2 diabetic, you could be dropping your blood sugar.
Wow.
So don't ignore the signs. Look at it as as a symptom that, you need to look further into, because it may not always be menopause.
Okay, hold
Um,
on. Before you go to the next one, hold on. Before you go to the next one. So listen, Dr. Jones is, oh my God, has been so invaluable. And one of the things that she does, she provides a service. So if you are not, she's near Jacksonville. You're in Jacksonville,
Yeah, in Jacksonville.
she's in Jacksonville. She has a practice in Jacksonville, but you also have the opportunity to see her, even if you're not physically in Jacksonville. She provides a service where she can take a look at all of your blood work, your information, and she will help you to make sure that you are living your optimal life. She's done it for April. She's done it for me. She's done it for Dr. Deborah, who's on here in the comments, and she is just a powerhouse and just so vitally important to our community. So if you need
A second opinion.
yes, if you need a second opinion, and so she has been able. You know what? That's what I gotta do. I gotta put these testimonials on here so that you guys can understand how important Dr. Shirley is and how she's been saving people's lives. But go to askdrj.info if you want to make an appointment with her to get a consultation and some coaching on what you need to do to live your optimal life. Go to askdrj.info. Okay.
Or if you're Constance, it's Ax.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You'll never hear me say axe. I hate you. But go ahead, April.
That's
the
it.
next or
Next question. Hot flashes only last a few months. Myth or truth?
myth. There are some women in their 80s that still have hot flashes.
That sucks.
And oh, by the way, hold on really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Deborah said, following her, I've lost 30. Girl, let's talk about Dr. Deborah.
Okay. No, I want to talk about
the Benjamin Button since she's been on.
Hold on, y'all. Let me make this very clear. Dr. Deb, I'm sorry to put your business out there. Dr. Deb, we would be in the middle of a meeting. Dr. Deb would be like, yeah, and blah, blah, blah. All the way out. She would be knocked out sleep. Okay. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she comes in looking as fabulous and like she just lost like 20 years of her. Like, where did the 20 years go, ma'am? Yes. Where did the 30 years go? How do you look like so much? She already looked beautiful.
Right.
But for her to go from looking beautiful to beautiful.
Okay.
Skin was skinny.
Right? Just glowing
like you could never glow. Like, yes. Like she walked in there like you could never.
Okay. And she didn't even tell anybody. So we're in a session, and I'm like,
and then the next thing you know, I met with Dr. Jones. Yeah. What? Yeah. I met with Dr. Jones, and I'm absolutely gorgeous. And she's over here pulling men left and right. She's over here writing
and the coochie ain't dry at all. So look, she's one of the authors here. This is so funny because she's right here, right? She's like, Constance, can you please remove this picture when I thought I was dying? This is pre Dr. Jones.
I'm telling you. Listen, and then she's written how many books? She's out here speaking to the
all
people.
Over the place.
Okay.
Dr. Jones is the truth. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Commercial in.
Okay. Hot flashes mean you're definitely in menopause.
Well, hot flashes can be caused by anything, as I just said. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Wait, what did you say? Wait, I didn't hear it.
So hot flashes can be caused by a lot of things. Mm-hmm. It can be caused by a diabetic hypoglycemic episode, means your sugars drop. They actually get hot flashes. They break out in sweat. They feel bad, brain fog. It can be caused by thyroid issues. It's a lot of things that can cause hot flashes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you can't take it out of context. You gotta, if you know you're in menopause already, because you have some of the other symptoms. Yeah.
Truth or myth? Exercise can help reduce hot flashes over time.
True.
Why?
Maintaining your body will help.
Maintaining your body. Okay.
Okay.
Reducing
sugars. Dr. Jones, real quick. Mm-hmm. So I've worked out for the last 17 years. And mm-hmm. over the last maybe 6 months, I haven't worked out as much as I used to. But I get up and I clean up the house every single day. That and that's but is it? Would you say that is enough? Because when I tell you it's not enough, I need to do I need.
You need to walk. Remember, we talked about you
Yeah,
walking.
but cleaning up the house ain't enough.
No, because if you were working out, that's the level of aerobic exercise your body is used to.
Right.
And so cleaning a house, your house. So the problem with cleaning the house is it works for somebody who doesn't do any type of exercise.
Mm.
When you're at this level and you go cleaning a house, even,
Yeah.
it probably brings you here, but your body is used to here.
Right.
So
Okay.
you need to act, you can walk your neighborhood.
And you know what? I totally have
Walk your
exercise
yard.
equipment. I got exercise equipment in the basement. I got a bike and I got some other stuff, so I could really
Yeah.
go down there and do it if
Or you have a beautiful yard.
yeah, I can go. I could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you mean just walking? You know what? I think just
Yeah.
walking around the yard is like a lap, is like a track lap. So
Yeah.
I can do 4 laps and that'll be a mile.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put on your headphones and
Just walk. I don't even got it.
Or get your lawnmower and just mow the yard yourself. And that's walking. And if you just do it a few times, you will have walked a mile.
and don't stop.
I don't have a lawnmower.
Get it. Okay, so this is, I'm sorry, this is for the majority of the ladies on here. Truth or myth, alcohol can trigger or intensify hot flashes.
Wait, what?
True.
Wait, what can?
Damn it, man. Damn it.
Say it again.
Alcohol can trigger or intensify hot flashes.
True.
Even tequila and vodka?
True.
Did you call it Tahila? Is that somebody's name? Tahila?
That's a name in the Bible. That's
Oh, okay. You know, I don't.
you wouldn't know.
Drinking. I mean, think about people that drink.
You wouldn't know.
Even that don't have hot flashes. They sweat and they're like,
I can't. Okay, last one that I want to ask. Some women never experience hot flashes at all.
true.
Damn, please.
Okay, what do they do? What do I need to do to be that
They
way?
maintain their body. They
Okay,
don't.
listen, go sit down.
They don't.
That's too much pressure.
Right, it's too much pressure. Listen, the way that this
They don't
body is
do
right
a
now.
lot of
Go sit down, Dr. Jones.
processed foods, no sugars. Because increasing your sugars will make you have more hot flashes.
Dr. Jones,
Yes,
I need you to hear me when I say this. Go sit down somewhere.
Ain't nobody doing all that. No, Dr. Jones, actually,
With her hot flashes.
I've been doing really well for the last few weeks.
I've been doing really horrible.
Only during the week, I've been juicing. I'll do a salmon salad for dinner. But then the weekends, I'll cheat, but I don't go crazy. But now that I have company here, it's a little bit, because when you have company, everybody want to eat. So what is
and fix your food separate.
yeah, but they food smells so good.
They make you smell good. Fix the same thing, but just use your brain.
accurate.
Huh? So when they made steaks last night, these big old fat steaks,
Mhm.
mashed potatoes, broccolini. Now my mouth is watering just thinking about it. What should I have made myself? Because that salmon salad just wasn't looking appetizing at all.
Well, then what? You could have made the salmon steak.
Oh, I could have.
Do salmon. Don't make it as a salad because the salad you already have some type of thought process about that as it being not enough.
Yeah.
You
I
could
should have had the salmon. I should have just cooked
just salmon, and what else they have? Potatoes. You could have done the potatoes. You just use vegan butter. You could use your whatever else that you normally put on your potatoes. What else do they have? Broccolini.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had broccoli.
You could have had
Yeah,
broccolini.
I should have just had the broccolini. That was it.
No, you have to do the whole thing because if you're sitting there with only broccolini and they have all of this other stuff, you're gonna feel some kind of way.
Let me ask you this, because this is important for a woman of a certain age like me, a single woman who now, I don't want a man who's younger than me. I really don't. I do want a man who's, a couple years older than me, in his 50s. And when you talk about erectile dysfunction, because that's also a part of the aging process.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying earlier, for me, living my best life now, and I'm single. And so I'm single and celibate. Don't laugh, April. But I am. So when I do, so when I do find I am when I do find a partner that like that's gonna be an issue because you know how do you broach the conversation with someone who may be dealing with that and maybe they don't want to talk about it or they don't want to deal with it for you know men because it's psychologically I think it might be a hard thing or
Oh, yeah, definitely the heart.
or not a hard thing, but we get what
how do you broach that conversation, Dr. Jones?
So it's going to come up because if you become intimate,
or not come up.
well, either way, the experience is going to be there, whether it's verbal or non-verbal, and you have to talk about it because intimacy is not just an action, a sexual action. It could be this is our biggest sexual organ ever. Then you have to find other ways if this is a person you want to invest into, if it's your husband, if it's that person your lifetime partner, you have to find other ways of intimacy that and an intimacy up here where you all connect there is far better
What just happened?
over up here. Oh, what happened?
April,
Fine.
they're messing with the stuff.
Mm-mm. That was April's fault.
So it's when it comes up, you could talk about how much he wants to talk about. Don't put, don't make jokes. Don't put it on, because it's all in aging.
Nobody would make jokes. However, there. I mean, if we would have to have that conversation. I just know that, like, I'm
You
married.
can't have the conversation ahead of time. It has to be.
You have to have it ahead of time. I mean, what if you get to a point where that happens
But
and
you would have known it before then. You would have known it before then.
okay, I just don't
I
want to
mean,
know that.
if you
I
think
don't
about
want
when
it
you
to
go
happen.
out, okay. When you go out with people, you're attracted to each other. Men can't hide their attraction.
Okay.
So being, you have to be in touch and in tune with this person. You can tell if,
If it's not working.
yeah. And a lot of times it may not be that the performance is not there. It could be mentally he's not there. Because maybe he feels like he's not enough for his partner. Or maybe you feel like he's not enough for you. Because just because things don't work, it's not always physical. A lot of times it's here. That's why I say this is the biggest
I can
sexual
agree with that.
organ.
I can totally agree with that. I was in a relationship with somebody
Because,
for years.
right, because
and
some people you may be physically attracted to, but after you get a little bit more with them, and then when you get sexually, you be like, and it just doesn't work. And so,
What you laughing at, April?
Nothing.
What is going on over there?
but these are mature conversations. It's the truth.
It's
And
very
as we
mature.
age, you got to find other ways of intimacy because our bodies don't always work the best. But it's always about quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
Which means, every time this happens, you may not reach the goal that you want to go. But the thing is, the intimacy of it may
Yeah.
be enough for you.
Yeah. Just cuddling sometimes is April said no? No. Okay.
Well,
I mean, maybe I'll get to that point. I'm not.
you will. You will.
I'm not ready to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you always talk about how much I love my husband. I mean,
I do. I love my husband to pieces, and my goodness, I'm grateful that my husband loves me. Amen.
So what happens the day where he can't perform? Do you stop loving him?
Right.
No, I will not stop loving him.
So
However,
you find other ways in intimacy.
mhm,
With an accident.
I'm not ready for that. Well, listen.
Accidents.
So I didn't know you both when we got married, right? So if I did, y'all would have been at my wedding. And at my wedding, I did tell my husband, I said, and I quote, honey, I love you. And I promise to spend the next 50 years of my life proving it to you. And after that, I'm cheating. Okay. So I'm just putting it out there that as soon as I hit 90, I can do whatever I want with whoever I want.
So Dr. Deb said, good point. But when they can't perform, are they willing to experiment with alternative method? And I'm not just talking about the what. And that's the thing. Like some men, I talked to a guy and he said, "Oh, I don't want to go to the doctor to get the blue pill. If this happened to me, I wouldn't want to go because I was going to be on my permanent record." Like, there's an embarrassment around, the idea of having to have enhancements.
Well, that's because they feel like they're not in a safe place. If you're making jokes and putting pressure on, you got to perform, you got to perform. When you think about it, if it was turned the other way, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. You would want someone to be, okay, well, let's take it steps. And part of sexual counseling, there are sexual counselors out there. They would talk about adding, toys. They would talk about adding different things to help you have intimacy, about mental intimacy, and the things that you need to, as a couple, address. And so it's taking it more serious than, saying, well, if you can't perform, I'm going to go find me a man, know.
But that's if you don't like the person.
What if you have a bad surgery and then it turns out they end up sewing up everything? And then would you want him to walk away from you?
They could sew up your coochie.
No, but in all seriousness, if that was the situation, and I think because I do care about my husband so greatly, like if there was a situation where I couldn't, I'd be like, just, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to hear anything. Don't come up in my house. I mean, I would just be like, listen, if you need it, go get it.
You would really cut him off like that?
Huh?
You would really cut him off like that?
No, I said if it were me, like if I couldn't perform, and I'm like, I can't do anything, I would definitely send my husband down the street. What's the girl name from Woman and Woman? Sarah?
Dr. Deborah said we have alternative methods.
Yeah, there are a lot of alternatives.
I'm just saying, if you sew it all up, listen, that's the one thing that's another thing I'm terrified of. If I go have surgery and I come back and it's broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the issue. Like, I don't want it can't break.
But the thing is your relationship down to just that one issue?
Oh, absolutely not. But I'm just saying in general. Like,
just like you would work through an issue if you break an arm, how do you work through that?
You could still work through it when you have an arm broken.
The same thing about with relationships. That's when you go and get help. If you start having issues and you all truly love each other, and this is a person you want to be, you're going to leave the person that's your person just because they can't perform.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. And,
younger men, I will tell you this, she was talking about, I think it was Dr. Deb said something about sometimes younger men can't perform. Well, people use a lot of weed.
To help perform?
No, they just use a lot of weed, and a lot of times drugs and alcohol and those things affect sexual performance.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be the conversation.
This is so enlightening, and we got to do a part 2 of this conversation, because I think it's something like your sexual health, menopause, erectile dysfunction as people of a certain age, women and men of a certain age, we need to have open dialogue about this. And I think we need to have an understanding on both parts, from a male perspective and a female perspective. And how do you amalgamate in your relationships, being that we go through all of these changes, mental, physical, emotional, and how do you kind of maintain? Because that's a rough patch to get through. And again, for a person like me, or even you, Dr. Jones, of women of a certain age who are single and we're dating, navigating all of those things. And maybe you found your partner, but maybe they can't perform. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you found your soulmate woman and maybe her coochie is dry. Like, all of those things are a thing. And so how do you navigate? We need to continue on these conversations, because I think that they're important.
They are.
Mm.
And then the thing is, what a lot of people focus on is the 20. So in a relationship, you have the 80 to 20, and you've heard of the 80-20 rule. A lot of people focus on the 20% that a person doesn't have.
Yeah.
When 80% is he a good provider? Does he respect you? Does he see you? Does he, know you? Is this somebody that is just a good person for you to be around? He's a
Yeah.
very good friend to you. That 20%, why are you focusing on it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as long as there is intimacy, right? I think that's, for a lot of women. Like, so if your man is dealing with, some type of ED, I mean, we could all come to the same conclusion with other methods. We could also,
Right.
right? But as long as
Right.
that intimacy doesn't drop, as long as there's not a withdrawal, as long as you can still hug and cuddle and kiss and all those other things, I think that's as equally as important as the climax or as the, but I think it's a dialogue that needs to be had. And sometimes from what I hear, just talking to men, is that's something that they do not want to discuss at all. It's like, especially when men have historically, like, in their younger years, they've been that man that's, that has been able to rule over, women
Right.
like that. And now all of a sudden the shit ain't working like it used to. And now it's like, oh, how do I, when they put so
Right.
much stock in that.
So the one thing is, you have to embrace him and make him feel like, okay, we're aging. We both aging, but not like, but when you're like, but you can't perform and this, then of course he's going to be like, withdraw. Because think about it. It's the same thing as, say, for instance, a woman has a mastectomy and her husband is a boob man. Would you want him to leave you because you no longer have your boobs?
Right. I just want to know where VD came into the conversation.
I think she meant ED. I read that's why.
Okay. I wasn't sure where VD came into.
Wait, when did that happen?
Yeah. So that's a conversation that needs to be had too, Dr. Jones. It's just not part of this.
Not right. That's another reason why things don't work.
Yeah. Oh, really?
That got real deep.
So VD can cause VD can cause ED.
VD can cause ED.
If it's not healthy, it doesn't work well.
A sick dick. Anyway, I gotta go.
Dr. Jones, how can we follow you, please?
AskDrJ.info.
And are you
conversations?
And you are accepting appointments right now, correct?
Yes, I am.
I couldn't help it. I could not help it. I'm sorry.
Francis, can you remind us again where you're going to be this weekend?
I'm just tickling myself. I'll be in Vegas. Somebody said where? At the Waldorf Astoria in Las Vegas. I'll be speaking at the Stock Sisters conference, which is going to be amazing. And come out here. And she said she thought she heard VD. We didn't say VD. We said ED. And oh, by the way, all of these women, a few of these women, Johari and Dr. Deborah, April Sampe, and Dr. Jones, we're all part of an amazing sisterhood called the Net 7 Collective. It's where we have just a mountain of resources and beautiful, tickle bitties. We just have a mountain of resources and beautiful women from all walks of life. And here's the thing that I love about us is that we're all there's all amazing women. And we enjoy each other and we really like each other and we really have a good time together and we really care about each other and we really pour into one another. And so if you are interested in joining the Net 7 Collective or Net 7 Nation, which is local chapters that's all throughout the country, go to my website and take a look at each of those programs, Net 7 Collective or Net 7 Nation. And we're happy to have a conversation, or go to net7bbs.com. Do I have any? Let me see. Let me look at the Net 7 Nation with this. There's nothing like being around women who see you, who support you, and who genuinely want to see you win. This is what Net 7 is all about. We celebrate each other, we build each other, we rise together. We're not just creating connections, we are creating legacy through wealth, through healing, through purpose, through real sisterhood. This is the nation. This is the movement. This is Net 7. So if you guys want any information on any of these programs and to be around just amazing sisterhood, go to constancecarter.com. All the information is there. And then of course, Dr. Jones is so amazing and she does her fizzle. Y'all, if you want to change your life, save your life, if you want to live an optimal life, go to askdrj.info and schedule your appointment today because she is absolutely the one. But that's the great thing about us is that we just have this great community of just wonderful women and that we can call on at any time. I can call Dr. Jones at any time, and April, and we just love each other. We really do. It's not a game. Ooh, hers, what is broken? What broken of yours? Anyway, we're gonna see you guys next week. Dr. Jones, as always, I love it, love it, love it, love you. And April, love you. Where can we find you, April? How can people get in contact with you?
At APRILSAMPE. And if you all are looking to purchase or sell any homes anywhere in the United States of these Americas, you can hit me up at aprilfosterproperties.com. That's aprilfosterproperties.com.